To begin the squat, make sure you have the bar in a low bar position on the spine of the scapula, elbows pointing down. You will be looking forward at a 45-degree angle out in front of you. To begin the descent of the squat, make sure you brace properly by filling your abdomen with air and then bracing your abs, using it to keep your spine stiff and safe. To begin the descent, you should be braking at the hips and knees at the same time, but beginners usually will brake at the hips first and then the knees. Make sure you control the weight down using the musculature of your low back, hamstrings, and posterior chain. And at the very bottom, once you hit parallel or go slightly below parallel, utilize that stretch reflex and that bounce to power yourself back up using hip drive to initiate the movement. Think like the bar is on your low back, not on your upper back. It's important to keep the upper back tight and chest big throughout the entire movement so you don't fold over at the bottom and you can hit proper depth. Once you begin your ascent by using the hip drive and using the stretch and bounce at the bottom, keep pushing through the legs, trying your hardest to lock out your knees and your glutes at the same time, although many times beginners will bring their hips or lock their knees out first and then squeeze their glutes to finish the movement. That's the bare basics of our squat, and there are other videos on this channel that are far more in depth with more important details, but this is just the basics. Notice the forward lean of the body on the bottom of the squat. The bar is on the spine of the scapula directly over the center of the foot, which is about the knot of the shoelace, keeping it over my center of gravity. So long as you keep a tight, contracted abdomen, tight, contracted upper back, you are perfectly safe in this position. In fact, you're safer than if you were trying to hyperextend your low back by looking straight ahead and turning your chest up towards the wall out in front of you versus the floor. This squat is more akin to how we get up in real life. It involves more musculature, it gets more done, and is safer when done properly. You need a slight forward lean with a low bar squat if you're not going to hurt yourself, so make sure you practice this. Also, notice how I start the movement with my hips, driving my hips up, and then locking everything out at the top.